Hi, Paula. Tina Hale here. The cook with bling and a whole lot of love. First of all, I have two very important ingredients that are extremely crucial. My diamond hearts. You probably can't see them, but they're my diamond hearts. See? And they're sprinkled with glitter. Actually, fairy dust. The cream cheese is so good, I'm going to have to wash my hands again. But I used my wand to create that wonderful dust. Not really. It's this glitz stuff. And the hearts, the diamond hearts, they're not real either. They're made with this. This is the key ingredient. Can you see that, Paula? Yes, it is. It's Philadelphia cream cheese. There's two secrets to cooking. Always use Philadelphia cream cheese and always use butter. People know when you're using something that isn't real. It doesn't taste right. So what I'm going to do today is, the reason why I use the hearts, of course, is because I used a recipe from my grandmother back when I was, gosh, I don't know, 12 or 13. She taught me how to make cinnamon rolls. And these cinnamon rolls are so good. Hi, Paula, I'm back. I got my diamond glasses on because now I have to use these to read. Okay, so I have my ingredients. Okay, we have our raisins, we have our cinnamon, we have our milk, and our water, eggs, and our nuts, and our flour, and our butter, and our salt, and our wonderful cream cheese hearts. I'm going to throw all this together in my handy dandy bread maker because it makes the best bread, which is the base for the cinnamon rolls. We're going to put our yeast in our bread maker, our 2 packets of yeast. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, make sure it's all in there now. And then we put in our warm milk. Woo! Don't fill it too full or it'll spill, just like it. Hit start so that can start mixing up. Don't forget the butter. Slice it up so it blends better. You might need a rain jacket for this. Then we got our eggs. Just dump it on in there. Kind of do things backwards, you know? But it still works. It's amazing what you can do when you try. A little bit of salt. Of course, I'll have the whole measurements written down correctly. Some of us do this so much that we know exactly what we need. A little dash of this, a little dash of that. One of the most important secrets, the heart. We call it 3-heart cinnamon rolls because a heart goes in, a heart goes out, and a heart goes in the middle of the filling. So, one of those. 3 tablespoons of sugar. Not too full. Flour, flour, flour. You can't see me, but I'm over here. I'm back. Okay, 2, 3. Make sure you empty the container. See, I think, what is that, 4? 5, 6, and a little tiny more. I'm kind of a cross between Martha Stewart meets Irma Bombeck with a little bit of Paula Deen tucked inside. I believe there's 5 keys to successful cooking. Number 1, never overcook. Number 2, you must always use real ingredients. Number 3, there always must be love in our recipes, which takes time. And you must, which brings me to my 4th step, is time. It really does take time to develop to be a good cook. See, these cinnamon rolls go back when I was raising my kids, when they were really little. I wanted to use my grandmother's recipe, but when I first made it, I learned that yeast takes time to rise, and I learned how to work with yeast, because in the beginning of making my cinnamon rolls, they turned out to be little rocks. And then the more I practiced at it, which, you know, you give them to your neighbors, but if you're not good at it, you might develop some enemies. And I persisted, and now I have a killer cinnamon roll. But it takes a long time, so time is important. And you must have the energy to cook. It really is good to cook in the morning when you have the time and the energy. When I'm full of energy and excitement, and then I really do contribute to making a wonderful and healthy meal for my family. Okay, Paula Deen, this is where the secret ingredient comes in. We have our wonderful butter mixture, and then we take our second heart. Remember, it's the 3 heart. We take the second heart, and where the ingredient goes, where the cinnamon and the raisins and the pecans and the sugar go into. And so that will be my inside of my cinnamon roll. Oh, somebody just asked me why I wear white. I wear white because I'm always doing this with my hands in the flour. Hi, Paula, I'm back again. I just wanted to say that it's crucial to have tons of nuts and raisins. And I always have these handprints on my butt, and I never know it. So this way, no one will know. In your cinnamon rolls, I know a lot of people don't like raisins, but when you're going through menopause, honey, you need all the iron you can get. So this is really, actually, quite healthy. The other thing that's really healthy too is I use whole wheat, so they're called guilt-free cinnamon rolls. They're a little bit more nutritious, and you don't, like I said, you don't feel guilty eating them. So here we are. We have the wonderful cinnamon roll. We have the wonderful glaze that's on the inside, made with the second heart, because there's 3 hearts. It's the 3 heart cinnamon roll, and tons of nuts and sugar and cinnamon and raisins. So we're going to close it up, and we're going to put it in the oven. Okay, Paula, we're ready. You just take your fillet knife, put a little bit of a pat of butter on there, take your magic wand, poof, best cinnamon rolls ever, and you put them into the oven, and you wait. Yum, yum. I get to watch Desperate Housewives with my favorite treat. Okay, Paula, here I am on the last ingredient to our absolutely 3 heart loving cinnamon rolls. This is our last heart that we add to the glaze. So we have a little bit of cinnamon, just a tad, little teeny tiny bits of pecans, and wonderful powdered sugar, and a little bit of milk. There's a little bit of butter in there too. And this goes on the glaze for the cinnamon rolls. So, I bet you wondered why I'm doing this. I'm actually doing this wonderful cinnamon roll recipe, cooking for a cause. I've been a freelance fashion designer for 30 years, and now I'm going to volunteer to the school systems and speak to kids with learning disabilities. I believe that for those of us who have difficulties, it's easier to do things that are hands-on, like cooking and art and sewing, and that's where this comes in, is I have a lot of kids that want me to come and speak to them out of town, but this will be the funds to go do that if I win. So anyway, we do the wonderful glaze, and then I wait for it to come out of the oven, and then I'll put the glaze on, and then we can taste it. And here we are ready for the glaze. And then you just drizzle it, just like any other cinnamon roll, and when it's nice and hot, and that way, yum yum. It melts and makes a perfect moist cinnamon roll with just enough crunch on top to pull it all together for the perfect cinnamon roll. Remember, don't forget your heart and don't forget your wand. Hi. Okay, thanks, Paula. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. Voila.